This is the story of the 52-second bank robbery. In 2006, Stockholm, Sweden was about to witness the fastest bank robbery in history. At 9:55 a.m., two men armed with guns and wearing helmets stormed into a bank. A third man was waiting for them outside. It was all over in less than a minute. They emptied the vault, grabbed 4 million Swedish kronor, or about 400 grand US, and ran out without setting off any alarms. Cops didn't even see them coming. But how did they do it? Well, that's where things get really interesting. You see, the first robber walked in just as a customer was leaving. As soon as the door closed behind him, he pulled out a gun and shot the lock on the entrance, trapping the bank tellers inside. Then he moved to the vault and started pulling out bags of cash. His accomplice joined him, grabbing bags and making small talk as they worked. Meanwhile, the third robber stood guard at the door, occasionally looking at his watch. They were in and out in 52 seconds. And that raises a lot of questions. How did they know the layout of the bank? How did they know about the vault? And how come no one saw this coming? Turns out the robbers had done their homework. They'd followed the armored truck that delivers cash to the bank and knew exactly where to strike. And they weren't just lucky that the customer left just as he did. That was no accident either. He'd actually been following that customer for a while, casing the joint like a pro. But still, it was one of the most baffling mysteries in recent Swedish history. There was no sign of forced entry. The only damage to the door was to the lock. And how on earth could someone shoot a lock? Turns out the gun wasn't even real. It was a pellet gun that fired a dart with enough force to break the lock, but not enough to trigger the alarm. And because it was a Saturday, there was no security guard on duty, just two unarmed bank tellers who were tied up and locked in the bathroom. To this day, most of the money has never been recovered and none of the robbers have ever been caught. But the case isn't completely without its silver linings. No one was hurt and we got one hell of a story. Thanks for watching.